All right. Hey guys, we are live. Welcome to our Star Wars recap show. This is Comic Crunch Star Wars recap show. I know I didn't say that in the title, which I'll be changing in a second. But wait, welcome to our show. We have, of course, with us Mr. Blue Rod. How's it going, man?
Doing good, doing good. Let's talk some Star Wars.
All right. And Sam will be joining us. He said 10 minutes, so probably in the next 5 or 6 minutes. But let's start Star Wars. So the question is, should we start this in chronological order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or should we start it how we grew up watching Star Wars, 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3? Thoughts?
We could do the anti-cheese edits first.
All right, cool. Now, if you don't know anything about anti-cheese edits, if you want to watch Star Wars episode 1, 2, and 3, almost every Star Wars fan will tell you they are not the best. But the best way to watch it to catch up is the anti-cheese edits. I've forgotten the guy who did it, but I do have the links in the description of this video. It is absolutely fantastic. Chops up like a 35 minutes, not just chops off like sections. He also changes dialogue in certain places, in the sense like Jar Jar Binks, no audio at all. And if Jar Jar Binks talks, it's all subtitled. And, he kind of like rewrote the subtitles a little bit. So it's like more straightforward and less of Misa Jar Jar Binks.
You're so rude.
Yeah. So the anti-cheese edit. So I watched the anti-cheese edits of Phantom Menace today because when I watched my recap of Star Wars, I did 4, 5, 2, 3, and then 6. I didn't do 1, but watching episode 1, anti-cheese edits, one of the things that stood out to me was that Padme was the one who caused the downfall of the Empire.
With her problems on Naboo?
No, well, not necessarily the problem. She was the one who did the vote of no confidence against the former chancellor, and which had, of course, Palpatine, who is from Naboo, become the new Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, but he could have used his secret force powers on her to persuade her to vote.
Yeah, he was. He was, because you could tell him when she was standing there, he was like, see the bureaucracy, it's not moving, like kind of like egging her on a little bit more and more. But she was the one who started it. It was her. It was all her fault.
Even to a woman.
Oh, that is so harsh. But I mean, what stood out for you, at least from Phantom Menace? Good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, there was some good in that movie. So,
to be honest, I really never found anything wrong with those prequels because I was just a Star Wars fan. Mm-hmm. And when the prequels came out, I didn't care about the politics involved. I just wanted to watch Star Wars.
Okay, so you actually, for you love the prequels. Do you like the anti-cheese edits better?
Yeah, the anti-cheese edits are a lot better because thinking back to when I do watch them with the annoying Jar Jar and some of the other crap, it just worked out better.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. What I didn't like was the way they used Darth Maul. Now, Darth Maul doesn't die there, but the way they used him in the movie felt like Darth Maul was, just killed off.
Yeah, granted, if you watch Clone Wars and you've seen that he wasn't dead.
Yeah, which I'm surprised. I don't know how that was achieved by. You remember he was chopped in half.
Well, Anakin was burnt. Any questions?
No. I mean, people survive burns. I mean, it's possible.
Anakin he wasn't 3rd-degree burns. He was 18-degree burns.
Anakin had the Force. Okay, the Force.
Yeah, and so does Darth Maul.
So I mean, that was cool. I think what I liked about the first one was knowing where everyone originated from. R2-D2 comes from Naboo, at least was a droid from Naboo. Same thing with Senator Palpatine is from Naboo. C3PO was originally made by Anakin. and from Tatooine. So I mean, I like those little source points where you're like, oh, okay, so this is where R2D2 came out, because basically he was the only droid left standing after all the droids tried to repair the ship. I will say though, the Queen of Naboo has some really slick looking spaceship. It's like chromed out, like, I mean, she's got like the special edition chromed out spaceship. So.
I had that spaceship.
Oh, you did? Wow.
Oh yeah, I bought it.
So yeah, that was cool.
Dude, I was a 20-year-old dork that bought a lot of toys.
Hey, look, I'm still thinking of buying those. I'm thinking of picking up one of those Hot Toys Batman v Superman figures.
Did you see those?
Yes.
Them things are hot.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, the Hot Toys are expensive, so I don't know about that one. We'll wait and see. But going back to that, what I didn't like, I mean, there are a lot of things not to like for me. I didn't like that it was very sparse to see the Jedi in action. I mean, there was some fighting with droids, which didn't count for much, except when you fought, Darth Maul. And also, they spent a lot of time with the pod race, but in the cheese edits, it's really done much better, where it feels really solid with the pod racing. So, that's actually good. Hold on a second. Sam is trying to get on, and he needs a link. All right.
See, I didn't do clones or Menace and Anti-Cheese. I went straight to Revenge of the Sith.
All right. No, I mean the first one had its ups and downs. I'll put it that way.
The positives were the Darth Maul lightsaber scenes.
Yeah. Hey Sam, what's up, man?
Not much. I can only hear you out of one ear, so that's awesome.
Yay.
Your headset's having issues?
I think my ear is having issues. Leave it at that.
No, we're just chiming in. We're starting from episode 1.
Oh boy.
And I watched the anti-cheese edits today, which
that's cheating.
Dude, it's so
first of all,
better.
episode 1 never happened. Well, you're going to watch episode 1, you watch it the whole way through and take the pain with the games.
No.
Not the anti-cheese.
No, anti-cheese edits. Look, seriously, whoever did that, I mean, God bless this guy's soul, man, because he did not only not take out chunks of unnecessary scenes, like I was saying earlier, he took out Jar Jar Binks' dialogue.
Oh, yes.
Changed it to text and rewrote the text.
Oh, that's nice.
So
he also did that to the aliens.
Even to alien, the aliens that had like.
So it made it more like the original, where the aliens are more like mumbling something, and then you just have the text.
Text, exactly. That's what he did.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he did that for all that. Even the pod race, he condensed it a little bit, and then took away that annoying music behind it, and just gave it like raw sound, like a 1970s car chase. Mm-hmm. Where you just hear the engines of the pod race. So that actually was more interesting. So like watching it, I was like, this is, what? This would have, if I watched this then like this, I would have said, okay, it was a good movie, not great.
What are you talking about? It was a great movie until you saw it the second time.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw it the first time. I walked out of the theater. I was like, "Yeah,
got Star Wars back."
Yeah. And then I saw it the second time. I'm like, I'm a little ashamed of myself right now. But hey, it was what it was. Like at that point, we hadn't had a Star Wars for over 20 years. Yeah. So it was people like just like now, people are aching for Star Wars. So this is a very it's a space opera, right? And it's very rich in story. People like the whole idea between master and student, father and son, good and evil. Everything is played in there, except for the daughter who has the same powers but never shows up that she has the same power. Well, let's not talk about that.
She didn't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Until you told her.
Well, let's stick with episode 1 first. Yeah. Let's just finish that first. Now, I was saying, do you agree with this? I was saying that the whole problem with the whole Star Wars saga started from one person. One person caused this saga. It was Princess Amidala in Naboo, because she was the one who called for a vote to remove the previous chancellor that allowed Palpatine to take power.
But it played into Palpatine's hands.
I think Palpatine started the whole thing, right? Because he was also back in the Trade Alliance, or whatever those guys were. He was back in those guys, so he set the whole thing up. I think it started even years before that. If you remember the clones. The clones were built before the whole.
That was 10. That was.
So
that was way before that. Actually,
way before. I think it was 20 years. 20 years.
Yeah,
20 years. Actually, hold up. It might be.
I think
wrong.
it was 10.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 10 years. So yeah, he kind of had this whole thing planned, but Amidala kind of helped him along. Damn.
I mean, let's put it that way. All right, let's move on to Clone Wars, second movie. Well, I didn't watch this anti-cheese. I watched this regular, and I gotta say, okay, fight scene we can't count Dooku with Anakin, Obi-Wan, and then to Yoda. That was cool. I know a lot of people will complain Yoda should not be bouncing around. That Yoda should only use the Force. I was like, whatever. It was fine. I liked it.
Did both. I enjoyed it.
It was still spry.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fight scenes, I personally think. Realistically, I think Yoda should not have fought. But if he did fight, I respect the way they portrayed it. But, man, that fight scene at the end of that movie, oh, man. It almost made me wish Dooku had way more on-screen time. Because the guy he just looks at both of them. It's like, okay, your Master Qui-Gon has told me much of you. Join me. No? Okay. You and your Padawan? 2-on-1? Let me cut your hands off and I'll kick your ass. I'm like, whoa, this guy is just so badass with Obi-Wan and Anakin. So let's put it this way. Obi-Wan and Darth Vader could not kick his ass.
Yeah, but that was a young Darth Vader who wasn't into all his powers yet.
Oh, we're going to play it like that. Okay. True. But he still cut his hand off.
And we had a Dooku who was trained. Yeah, he may have was trained by Yoda. Mm-hmm. Then he got trained by Sidious.
Yep.
So he was trained by two good leaders.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So Obi-Wan was never a good fighter. He was knowledgeable with the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true though. Yeah, Obi-Wan was not the best. His best fight was the fight with Darth Maul where he got pissed because his master died, and he comes and he's like, I was like, whoa.
Yes, you are right. It was the fight with his master. I would say that was the better fight with Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's where Obi-Wan really pulled. Like you could see Obi-Wan like.
I would say that is my number one fight. I would say that's the number one fight for the entire Star Wars. My number two fight is the one with Obi-Wan and Anakin against Dooku. That would be my number two.
Okay, all right. Anything else? I would go. My number one would be the Obi-Wan fight with Darth Maul, but my number two is the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight. Because there was just more sword work in that fight than the other ones.
I think Anakin and Obi-Wan fight to me was the best action in the whole prequel. Realistically, so it's not even a fight scene. It's just the best action out of the first three, out of episode 1, 2, and 3. Because seriously, you actually felt it when he said you were supposed to be the best of us. I'm like, that's exactly what the problem is. This guy was supposed to be your savior, and now he's bad. You finally get it. But before that, it's like, okay, Anakin, don't do this. Look at what Anakin did, and he solved all the problems. Wow, you're such a bad boy, Anakin. Like, you're in the order of freaking monks. They told you not to do shit. You did it. Go fetch water, Anakin.
If you think about it, take it back to Clone Wars where he was developing everything, and when he was finally introduced as being the chosen one in that one story arc where he had to test himself solo. I don't remember what planet he went to, but he went through some tests on his own, and he kind of got a glimpse of his dark side self.
You know what? I think I blame the Jedi Council a lot for this. That's more than anything else. They were, especially Yoda. Yoda did not use all that wisdom he had to guide the guy back. You know what I mean? Like to me, it was one of those things where he was like, "Oh, the dark side may be strong in you, young one," but not saying, "Hey, you know, this is what you need to do to come back." Because they didn't at any point in time, and you all know that. What's his name? Samuel L. Jackson just didn't even like him at all.
Yeah, Mace didn't like him, dude. Mace didn't like the boy.
Yeah. And the problem is the boy wasn't going to go to the dark side. He just had he could go either way. He just needed people to guide him the right way. I think if Qui-Gon lived, probably not. I think Obi-Wan just was more of a big brother than a father to him.
I think it was just Palpatine knew how to play him. Knew exactly how to play him. You see, the thing with if you look at the way the dark side or the Sith and the Jedi actually function, the Sith are like you and me. They will get pissed. They will see a chick and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna go after that."
Sam said you're me. I was like, I didn't know.
They're more like regular people. They want to do what regular people want to do. Whereas the Jedi is like, control yourself. You know, don't go after stuff with anger. Make your decisions and have a clear thought. You know, use everything should be towards helping other people. It's a little bit too idealistic. You know?
No, I hear you, but I still think, I said, if Qui-Gon was alive, I don't think he would be Darth Vader.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Because Qui-Gon was the one who wanted to bring him in.
Yeah.
Remember, Obi-Wan was paying respect to his master.
Yeah.
So even though Obi-Wan developed feelings, and remember at the end in Episode 3, he goes, you know, he was like, you're like a brother to me. You know, he was not a father figure. Sidious came and became a father figure to him.
Exactly.
That was the thing.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I didn't think about it that way, but that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, because Sidious, you remember, you were like, you know, Sidious, I think the best conversation in the prequels was when he sat down with Sidious at that concert, and Sidious was telling him about Darth Plagueis, and Sidious was basically saying, "They told you to spy on me," and he's like, it's okay, I know. You know, they don't have any faith in me, but I have faith in you, Anakin. You know, those kind of like subjective, and Anakin's like, yeah, this guy already knows. Meanwhile, you're like, you idiot, you're a Jedi. You're supposed to understand that somebody's trying to manipulate you, but he's a young kid. I think what it was is that, because Anakin at that age was what, 18? 19?
I don't know.
He wasn't that old.
He wasn't that old, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't that was when he became a master, so he definitely wasn't that old. They put him on the master council even though they thought he wasn't
he didn't become a master.
Yeah, no, he was on the council, but he wasn't.
No master, yes.
But yeah, Qui-Gon came back and I think helped Obi-Wan.
No.
Clone Wars.
Oh, in Clone Wars, okay, yeah. But
remember, Qui-Gon is the first Force Ghost to not be a Force Ghost.
Yeah, we all know that Obi-Wan likes a Force Ghost like no tomorrow. When you go into Episode 4, 5, and 6, homie just likes to show up.
It's like, why didn't you tell me this? Okay, here's Obi-Wan. Well, I'm telling you now.
Because what was it? When you go to Return of the Jedi, he comes out and he sits down. He sits down like a piece of wood, man. He's like, well, yeah, your father was this and this and that, but, you know, I mean, he's like, you lied to me. I didn't lie. I just told you my own version of the story.
I like how the Jedis don't lie, but yeah, no. So we're going through it in order, not because I watched it in shotgun order, and I think watching it in machete order, and watching it in machete order is amazing because you get to see, you know, how the story really starts with the son. And then you get to see the big reveal, I'm your father, and then you get to go all the way back and say, oh yeah, this is real. Obi-Wan just wasn't yanking his chains. This guy was his dad.
Yeah.
And then you go through and see exactly how his dad turned from the awesome defender of the Force or the light side to, you know, Darth Vader.
No, I will say if you're going to do machete order, I think you do the anti-cheese edits and you add one into it. It actually adds a little bit more to it because the way the edits cuts go, Qui-Gon almost just really stresses like, no, this boy is the future. And then you see that change of who's the future when Luke shows up, when you go back to 6 in there. So you know. But in episode 2, who loved the love scenes?
Oh yeah.
You know, all that romance that was going on.
Who didn't love Anakin getting run over by a big fat pig?
Yeah. I think Padme just carried those scenes. She just carried those scenes.
Oh my god, I would say the Hayden Christensen, man, dude just did not fit that role.
Yeah.
So wouldn't. I mean, granted, the dialogue in the movie was terrible.
Yeah.
I can't look and blame Hayden Christensen or any of the other actors in this movie because it all starts with your director. If he doesn't direct you, you don't know what to do. You could only perform as well as your partner.
No, I mean, true. I definitely agree. But, I mean, I think Lucas did a poor job. The script was not great. But also, Hayden Christensen is also very wooden. His best performance in the whole series is when he was screaming, "I hate you!" That was his best performance. Because you really...
back in the fight scene?
Yeah, that fight scene. When he was burning... And he was screaming and like pulling, like I was like,
the fight scene was the best acting, period, for all those 3 movies.
Okay, here's a question for you: if you would have watched Phantom, then Attack of the Clones, and then Clone Wars, the whole story is pieced way better, leading into Return of the Sith or Revenge of the Sith.
Good. No, I definitely agree, but that's the problem though. They had to create that backstory for us because they didn't do a good enough job in creating the dialogue for us
But
to
you
go.
think about it,
This is great.
Lucas is the king, and he didn't listen to anybody because everybody around him was a bunch of yes men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if he would have had someone he's making these movies out of his own pocket, I believe, and no studio telling him what to do. Fox was only the distributor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that, it would have been great if he had. And it's funny though, because he the rumors were not rumors, it's actually true. He had offered the script to the movies. He didn't want to direct 1, 2, 3. He offered it to Spielberg. Spielberg said no. He offered it to oh shoot.
Kasman?
Is it Kasman? No, not Kasman.
That's his writer.
No. He not Kasman. He offered to 3 big directors at the time. Ridley Scott was another one.
Wow.
Oh God.
They all said no.
Jar Jar Binks would have burst out of someone's chest. I'm just like heart, sir.
That would have been much better for Jar Jar at that time.
Jar Jar would have bursted out of the Gungan King's chest.
Yeah.
You're so rude.
But yeah, and they all said no. So I mean, that was what we got. I mean, what else do you want to talk about about the first 3 movies? Anything else that pops to mind?
We're in movie number 2, so we can move on to 3. Yeah. 3 was nice. Like, I think actually, realistically, I would put up with 1 and 2 just so I could get to watch 3. That's the truth. Like episode 1 and 2, to me, are only justifiable since you have 3, because 3 is really where you start seeing, a darker side of Anakin, like the decisions he makes, how killing the sand, what do they call those guys again? Sand people. Yeah, just call them sand people.
No,
Sand people.
Yeah.
No, basically, after killing those guys, how it affects him. Like basically taking that decline into, being Darth Vader and how he gets influenced, because he kept secrets. The one person he told a secret to, he had a whole nother secret with, So it's just the secrets built up, and he couldn't talk to the people who were on his side, and ended up siding with this guy who's like, yeah, I can show you how to protect her,
But think about it. Anakin started turning bad, in Attack of the Clones, when he killed the Sand People, and then when he's in Revenge of the Sith, when he sees the vision of Padme dying, is when he starts to doubt certain things, and he wants to learn how to save her, realizing that she was gonna die regardless.
Yeah. I mean, his progression was one of those things where again, to me, it boils down to that father figure. He was always confiding with, his only father figure, which was Palpatine. Yeah, and Palpatine was slowly building that, because also, again, when you had him with Obi-Wan, he was always, think about it, he saved Obi-Wan so many times. He was always taking charge in battle. And, as a young guy, he's feeling like, yeah, I'm the best. Like, there was no one to literally bring him down, to say, hey, you got to take a step back. These are the kind of things. So that's why you see that progression of Anakin, go that way. In the third movie, I like that first scene, the special effects in the third movie. That was Star Wars. I was waiting for a battle sequence, especially when I knew there was going to be Clone Wars. It kind of got, some of that movie. But I was waiting for like a big space battle sequence. And that first battle sequence, when you start the movie, was on point.
That whole sequence was one take.
Yeah. It was no, not the whole thing. It was one take.
The whole first battle, the first.
It was one take until they cut to Anakin and Obi-Wan in their ships. But yeah, that
was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was lovely sequence. I was like, I need more of this.
And it was the first Star Wars movie. Instead of panning down, it panned up.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is very true. Yeah. So I mean, for me, those are the good points. The fight at the end, him turning to Darth Vader and screaming, no.
I wonder how much he got paid for that little scream.
I mean, James Earl Jones. Yeah.
Got a nice little check just to say no.
Yeah. So I mean, it was cool. I mean, I hear you. I think the prequels have their merits. They still have a lot to build the whole story of Skywalker, also the Empire, because as we move into this new movie, the Empire is still there. At least some remnants of it is still there.
Remnants of them.
Yeah, it is.
They from what I've read and heard on Jedi Council, it's most of the Empire got disbanded, where some of them were sent to the Outer Rim to do their bidding in the Outer Rim, and that's where this story takes place when we go to watch Force Awakens.
Oh, the Outer Rim?
Yeah. They're banished. They're kind of like banished to the Outer Rim, somewhat like that. But remember the scene where Mace and the group of Jedi that get mauled by Sidious really quick? Mm-hmm. Palpatine's little trick of the lightsaber coming out of his sleeve was taken from the movie Taxi.
Really?
With Robert De Niro? Yeah, I just watched something before we started.
Oh.
And Lucas took that scene because De Niro has a gun strapped to his wrist to kill the senator. Palatine, something like that. That's where he also gets his name. Mm-hmm. Was from some senator in that movie.
Wow. That is on point. I did not know that. That's a nice little trivia there.
And then remember the first time we seen him? It was actually a woman dressed up in a bunch of makeup, and he just did the voiceover.
Oh, really? In episode 4? Oh, no.
Yeah, in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was on IGN's Up at Noon. They did 5 facts that you didn't know about Palpatine.
Wow. So Palpatine was originally played by a woman.
He was played by a wife, by one of the people that worked on the set.
Nice. That's called making do, man. When you're a young director, you make do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about New Hope.
Oh,
now, I know we've all watched it again, but I want to get your impressions. The first time you watched that movie as a kid, or whatever age you were, how did you feel, and like what was your thought process? I'll start with you, Lou. How did you feel watching it?
As a kid watching, I'm going to be honest, my stepfather at the time took me to see Star Wars, Star Trek, so anything that dealt with space, I loved. It was like, wow, is this like a young kid's mind? You're thinking, is this really real? Can I go out into space and do that? So as a kid, I loved it, and as a damn near 40-year-old man watching it Saturday, I looked at it like, God, this is horrible.
It's like there's so many plot holes in here.
Not even the plot holes. It was just the technology. It's like, oh God, I'm so used to everything being up to date, and this is like.
Oh no! I had to put with the technology. I just had to. I had to just say, hey, it's an alien world where wheels were not invented, so no one has wheels, and all the robots, instead of rolling, step. I just had to say that.
Except for R2.
Yeah, true. But if you know those little robots where when you're trying to get into the X-wings,
Yeah.
they literally have 4 legs. I'm like, what sense does this make? So no, I had to suspend my belief with that.
Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it for the story. The story was still fun, but watching visually, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. They
Damn,
could
boy.
have. They should have put a racing scene in the first one, but nah. We'll talk about that later on.
So what about you, Sam? What was your initial experience? Do you remember that initial experience of Star Wars for you?
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was the biggest deal in the world, really. I thought it was okay because I was more. I had seen Battlestar Galactica before I saw this.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, okay, another space movie. Oh, it's a movie this time, not a TV series. Oh, great! And that guy has a light sword. And at that time, remember, everybody was making movies with swords that glow. It was all about sword fighting. So it's like, oh, this sword fighting, awesome! So it was nice. The story didn't play as much into it for me when I was younger as it did when I watched it a second, and then more recently, the story's played a lot more role in basically my impression of it.
Okay. I mean, for me, it was. I watched this back in Nigeria, and maybe around 7 when I was 7, and you know how it is in Nigeria. You never watch anything in the correct order of timing. So I came in to my cousin's house, and they had it on VHS, and I walked into the scene where Han Solo shot first. And that was where I just loved Han Solo. I didn't like Luke Skywalker or Jedi. I'm serious. I was just like,
he shot first.
Literally, Han Solo was just talking. He was like, I was like, yes. I don't know. I mean, that says something about me, but
he shoots first.
But I didn't really like the Jedis. You know, I guess also because I came, I grew up watching a lot of kung fu movies, and watching the sword fight in the first one just didn't do anything for me. Like, I was just like, as a kid, I was just like, nah. Then I watched the movie again. I watched it from that point to then. Then I watched it again maybe about 2 years later. It was on TV, and I was like, oh, I've never seen this movie before. And then that's when I actually started getting the story more. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. And, for me then, it caught on. But I just loved Han Solo from the very beginning. I was like, yeah, this is
Bro, you didn't like Obi-Wan's sword shrinking?
No.
When he was fighting Darth Vader, it would grow, shrink, grow.
Oh man.
The things you notice when you get older.
I just paid attention to the fact that why are lightsabers so skinny?
Yeah, they were so skinny.
But you know what? That theory there is, I think, has something to play into Star Wars Rebels, because their lightsabers are more, they're skinny and pointy towards the top, like, dang, what kind of sword is that?
A rapier.
It's got that more thinness to it, to where back in the prequels they were nice looking. So maybe they kind of dialed it back in Rebels to kind of give it that feel leading into that sword fight.
I mean, maybe. I think. The other thing I noticed from New Hope was the fact that, like it almost felt like in that future, right? shit was just not organized. Even though you could be very like nothing was organized. Even them trying to search for Luke, and also searching for the plans from Princess Leia. Like there was just no order to it. Like whether it's because the Empire was just ruled everywhere, so maybe they just thought like, yeah, whatever, we can do whatever we want. Like I was watching it again, I'm going, man, this guy should have found these people by now. It shouldn't be that hard, but
this is called a communication device. You phone them up.
Thinking back after watching it, Tarkin was an arrogant motherfucker.
Who's Tarkin again?
The one who got blowed up in the Death Star.
Oh yeah.
Come on, sir. Should we get your ship ready? What? Get my ship ready? Not with a faith. Then boom. Yeah, you should have been on your ship.
Yeah. I was reading this stuff where they were like, oh, he was Yoda's psychic. I'm like, no. He wasn't Yoda's psychic. I mean, not Yoda's psychic. Vader's psychic. I'm like, no, he wasn't.
No.
Yeah, Vader had two psychics.
Real.
Yeah.
Let's get it real. Tarkin bossed Vader around.
Yep. Yeah, he's like, stop it, Lord Vader, and when he was choking that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Vader just choked him off. Oh, sorry, language.
Yeah, I guess Vader liked to choke people around, because I remember in episode 6 he killed the general on the destroyer and promoted somebody else.
Dude, I listened to Lord's Tarkin, the audio book, and their relationship started off bumpy, but they became really good allies with one another. And their history together was great when they were trying to get back Tarkin's ship.
Oh, I have to read that. I have to read that one.
Yeah. Oh, audiobook is the way to go for me, because
no, for those kind of things, I will audiobook it.
Oh, because the sound, they give you the music, the sound, and it just makes you feel like you're watching a movie while you're just relaxing. Just sit back, close your eyes, and just visualize it. And you're like, this will make a great damn movie. They need to make one of these.
And then you remember someone made episode 1, 2, and 3 and go down.
That's true. Okay, let's move on to Empire Strikes Back. I think the best movie of that trilogy.
Yeah, it was. There's no for the original 3. That was the best movie.
Yeah.
But let's be real, it was the best movie, period.
Yeah.
Of all, actually.
Out of all 6 of them, was the best one. We'll find out. For you guys, Thursday. For me, Friday, where Force lands.
I actually personally think The Force Awakens might be a little bit of a disappointment, not because the movie's going to suck, but because people are expecting too much from it.
Well, I don't know if you've been on Twitter, but a lot of positive words have come out saying,
"Oh, yeah,
it's back."
No, I know that everybody has positive words.
No, I'm saying it's going to be a success. It's going to be a good movie, but I don't see where you're going to get that epic lightsaber battle.
Well, they said the parkour fight scenes are going to be epic.
Okay, the parkour, not the lightsaber battles. All right.
You could mix in some lightsaber battles with it, because I mean, who really can handle hand-to-hand combat there?
Well, okay.
Skywalker can't.
Yeah.
No, Luke Skywalker can, yeah.
Oh, come on now. What do we do? We're going to put an 80-year-old Christopher Lee to do backflips and shit with Luke Skywalker, too?
No.
No. I meant like, because basically in this movie there are 4 who carry lightsabers, right? Kylo Ren, Rey, John Boyega's character, what's his name again? Finn, and then Luke. Now, the 2 best skills are Kylo Ren and Luke.
You say there's 4 carrying lightsabers. We've yet to see Rey carry a lightsaber. You think her staff is a lightsaber?
No. What's his name? Harrison Ford slipped it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said Rey's lightsaber fight scene was one I really enjoyed. In an interview.
Well, actually,
spoiler.
We already knew that she is the hero of the series. We already know she's gonna have.
But you know whose lightsaber she's using? She's using Anakin's.
She's using Anakin's lightsaber.
So Finn either drops it, loses it, or something happens to Finn where Rey picks up that lightsaber and goes to town.
Now, what happens in every Star Wars?
They're gonna chop her hands off.
They're going to chop Rey's hands off. Where the guy has to lose an arm.
So Finn's losing an arm?
Oh, he's gonna. I mean, look.
No, Finn's not losing an arm. It has to be a Skywalker that loses an arm. It's a family trait. They're like the one-handed Skywalkers. Every single one of them.
Well, then I guess Anakin got the short end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, he got hand chopped off, leg burnt out.
He lost legs and arms.
And his hair.
And his lungs too, you know.
His hair.
Everything. All right, let's go back to episode 5. What do you guys like about episode 5?
I like the fact they took it away from just being in space. I think the opening scene was actually in was that frozen planet, right?
Hoth.
Hoth, yeah. It was in the frozen planet. They were like, okay, the rebels are getting their ass kicked. Oh my god, the Empire's about to find us. We have to get away from here and evacuate. They were not winning the war. It wasn't all glamorous like, oh, the good guys are winning. It was like, we're still just trying to survive. And Luke got his ass handed to him by what kind of animal, what kind of alien was that one?
It was pretty much
Bigfoot.
Okay, it was Wookiee foot.
Whatever you want.
Tied him upside down. I was gonna kick his ass.
No, he was gonna have it for a snack. He was already eating. He was eating dinner. He went and snack afterwards.
It showed a different side of because the first one was very look, we're going to go to space. We're going to go to space, and eventually the warp drive's gonna work, and eventually the warp drive. Oh no, it didn't work, but eventually it's gonna work, and then. They get in space, great. This time it's like, we know we're going to get in space, but how do you handle being in a base? It showed a different planet. It basically expanded the world. For me, it expanded the Star Wars universe a lot more because there were different planets showcased.
Okay.
Yeah, because, we never did go back to Yavin 4.
No, we didn't.
They left there. Well, obviously, you can see why they didn't go back because the Empire knew that was a base already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we probably got them driven out of there, and that's why they ended up going to Hoth, until they got caught there.
Yeah, it would make no sense to go back there at all.
True.
But I enjoyed Empire Strikes Back. It was a good, fun movie. Billy D. Williams turned on Han, typical. Typical scoundrel just playing another scoundrel.
Yeah, Billy D. I was actually again, in true Nigerian fashion, I started that movie like at what's the planet where Billy had the floating space station?
Cloud City.
Cloud City. That's where I started the movie.
Really?
That's how I'm serious. That's like typical fact. I never started Star Wars from the beginning.
Good question. How many planets were showcased in that movie?
We had Cloud City, Hoth, Dagobah.
Mm-hmm.
And meteor field. That's about it.
Yeah, so 4. 3 planets in one asteroid belt.
And then the New Hope had Tatooine, Yavin 4, and I guess for a brief 5-minute glimpse of Alderaan from space.
Yeah.
And Return of the Jedi was what? Space and whatever the Ewok planet was.
The Ewok planet. Yeah.
And Dagobah, because Yoda dies, remember?
Oh, well, yeah, he goes back to Dagobah for, what, 2 minutes? Oh, I'm going to go back and finish my training. You come back now, I go die.
Yeah, that was very useless of Vader, man. I'm sorry. Not Vader, Yoda. That was pretty useless. Homie, don't die yet. Come on.
Hey, what I liked about what Luke wore in Return of the Jedi was that whole black outfit.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a glimpse of, is he going to become evil or is he going to choose the light side? Yeah. And when he chose the light side, the flap just fell open to show the white.
It's white underneath.
Yeah.
I think it was actually, I liked it because there's some discussions out there about what do Jedis actually wear, the Jedi outfit, what do they actually wear? And I think anything is the answer. right? Because the first
Unless they got that robe.
Yeah, no, the first movie, who had the robe? The first person you see with a robe in that movie was Luke's uncle. He was the one wearing a robe.
Oh,
You know,
he was just a farmer.
Yeah, he was just a farmer. Was he a Jedi farmer?
No, because he got burnt to a crisp.
Exactly.
Ouch. Ouch.
You know, before you even see Obi-Wan wearing the robe, and then you fast forward to episode 1 or episode 2, and Anakin's not wearing a robe anymore. He's wearing this kind of militaristic dark brown and red or burgundy outfit, right? So they don't have the uniform. To me, they don't have a uniform per se.
No, it was only kind of enforced in the prequels, trying to give them some.
Luke Skywalker never wore a robe.
Yeah, he never wore a robe. No, I mean, but then again, Luke Skywalker never was a Jedi.
He was trained to be a Jedi
until he went to Jabba's palace.
Yeah, true.
But he was still wearing all black.
Yeah,
yeah, he was. So, yeah, it's. I definitely agree. But just finishing up on episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. I think that movie was the best directed of all in the franchise. You also felt like a maturity where the characters actually showed as they were going to that level. The inclusion of Billy D made sense in just kind of like bringing some of Han Solo's history into it, because he's the main character, and we already know where the history of Luke and Leia are.
Gave us also one of the best villains.
Yes.
Also.
Yeah.
I can never remember. It was Boba Fett. Jango was in the original 3.
Yes. Yeah. Boba Fett. We also got we got to see the Emperor.
Yeah, the first appearance of the Emperor.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
Empress.
Empress.
Yes. But it was just I think it was a solid movie overall, and the fact that you get that big reveal, you
I
get
am your father.
After he cuts his own son's hand to make sure that it runs through. I mean, that's the thing that was messed up about that. He didn't force push his son somewhere and just like slam it on the wall. No, he's like, you know what? As your father and the originator of this family clan, I'm going to show you why you are my son. Bah!
Dude, he didn't force push him. He just used the force and smacked him around with everything off the walls. Luke was overmatched. He never went to hell.
Oh man, that was a beating. And but his dad was just evil, because literally he beat his son, cut off his hands, like, I am your father. No.
It was a testament to Vader's true power, because Return of the Jedi, Vader's kind of like, you see him a little more older and more a little weaker. Mm-hmm. But between A New Hope, well, actually between Rebels, Hope, and Empire, that's where Vader was in his prime, and he's a beast.
Don't forget that Vader is keeping himself alive. He's keeping himself alive with the Force.
But see, I read something, and it kind of makes sense. Palpatine gave Vader his life force because he stole it from Padme when Padme gave birth. He was sucking her force, channeling it towards Anakin, and then Anakin became the robot. And when he asked about Padme, he tells him, the senator tells her, "Oh, you killed her," which he didn't kill her because he remembers. Later on, throughout the comics and stuff, he remembers, I never killed Padme. And then him and the Emperor have dialogue to where, why do you want me dead? Because the Emperor will always set Vader up to figure out a way for Vader to get out of it, to make him stronger. There's issues.
Yeah, that's the whole idea of the Sith. The Sith is basically strength through dominance.
Yeah. So Palpatine will set him up to fight various things, set him on missions for no reason. But then you realize that in Jedi, I think Vader realizes, I ain't gonna let you kill me so you could have my son. Screw that, I'm gonna take you out.
Yeah, I mean,
we're both gonna die.
That was the turning point, because I liked Luke's approach in Return of the Jedi, where he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go there. and my father didn't kill me, so
there's some light in him. Yes,
there's got to be something. If he didn't kill me, and as Emperor is showing him all, the ships are getting destroyed out in space, and it was all a trap. He's beginning to waver, and he's wavering, and and Emperor is doing his usual thing of just egging him on. It's like, yes, take the lightsaber. You want to strike me? Yes, because again, that's what, like you said, Sith do, right? Because he knows, look,
friends by joining the dark side.
Whoever
your wife by joining the dark side.
But also, again, whoever for the Emperor, whoever wins becomes his apprentice. Is in his mind. It's like, if he kills his father, then yeah, sure.
Look at the whole thing with Dooku and Anakin. Dooku was the Emperor's not Padawan, but students.
Yeah.
Hey,
that makes me wonder. Did the Emperor have two Sith? Because he had Darth Maul in Episode 1. Dooku was kept quiet all the way up until Episode 2. Dooku was behind the scenes waiting for Darth Maul to get killed.
What's the time distance between Episode 1 and 2?
Maybe about 7 years?
No, not even. Oh, actually, 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. So yeah. So if it's 10 years, he could have picked up Dooku right after, because Dooku.
But Dooku is the one who put the clones in motion.
Yeah.
But that was 10 years, which is Episode 1. So right after that.
But then he was already working for Palpatine.
Yeah.
Again, Palpatine is always. But if you look at it this way, the way Palpatine always works is that he always has things in motion, even though he's not setting it. It's always like hanging around, So even though he had Darth Maul, right? He probably was discussing or kind of like gauging Dooku.
Yeah. But there's always this whole idea of, like I said, strength through dominance, right? Because even if you look at the history of the Sith, it's full of, students killing the masters to be stronger. So, like, the Emperor killed his master.
That Plagueis.
So he could be stronger. Even Dooku's. Whoop.
That's the question. Did he kill Plagueis? We will find out Friday.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
Because
sorry, go ahead.
What the Emperor said, keyword was, Sidious knew how to manipulate life. So in Palpatine's eye, he thinks he killed him. He might have killed him there, but he channeled all his energy into maybe another form and stayed quiet while the Emperor did all his shit.
I think they're going to mix things up. I think the Emperor, or the same equivalent of the Emperor this time around, is going to be a Force ghost.
No.
I think it's going to be a Force ghost.
I'll tell you why. No, because it's already been revealed. His name is Supreme Leader Snoke. Snoke, sorry. Supreme Leader Snoke. The artwork just came out. Looks exactly like Darth Plagueis.
But I think Supreme Leader Snoke is just a name
to
throw fans off until his big reveal in the movie.
Yeah, but he is.
I'm thinking he might not be. That's the thing. Because there's this scene of him giving the speech, right?
Yeah.
No, that's General Hux.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. So there's the scene of him is basically standing behind when the what's the name of the crew again? The Force users. What are they called again?
The Knights of Ren?
The Knights of Ren. He was the last one in the back, right?
No.
No, he's not there. He's not.
They have not shown Snoke. Luke and Snoke have not been revealed in any TV spot, trailer.
No, Luke was in the first trailer where he was touching.
Well, that's Luke.
No, that's
I kind of agree that might be Luke. But the problem is, we didn't see Luke's face, so Luke has not been revealed.
No. R2-D2 only goes with his homeboy. That's it. The only useful robot in that whole series is going with Luke.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yes. So
more so if you watch what's it called, Clone Wars. He is the only useful robot
in everything.
That's not true. Well, watch Rebels. Chopper's very useful too.
Oh, I haven't seen Rebels.
We haven't seen Rebels, but Yeah. Okay. The one who has had the longevity of usefulness. We all know C-3PO has a longevity of uselessness.
So we all think. Are you both saying that you think Darth Plagueis is the new, basically, Emperor or the new bad Sith Lord?
Yeah.
He's the new baddie. He's going to be the new baddie. I don't know if he's going to be an emperor type figure because I don't think he has what it takes to be the emperor because that woman is the leader of the she's in charge now.
Well, but the thing is this, it's the way, I mean, if you look at the naming of the position, so the stormtrooper, who's the one from Game of Thrones, I can't remember her name in Star Wars,
Captain Phasma.
Captain Phasma, yeah. She is the leader of the stormtroopers, not necessarily the leader of the whole thing. Then you have General Hux, and then you still have Supreme, when you have a name called Supreme Leader, Snoke, means you take orders from nobody.
And you wear a furry custom.
And because remember, Kylo Ren is almost like Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren are a subunit altogether on its own. They don't listen to Hux or anyone else. I mean, they work together, but they don't necessarily follow orders from Phasma or from General Hux. So
I don't know because we do have that one scene of Hux and Kylo Ren walking down the bridge, very, very reminiscent to Tarkin and Vader.
Yeah, I mean, it might be that, but I don't think Tarkin would force Vader to do anything either, right?
No,
that it's I mean, he would tell him not to because he knows like we need it, but he's not going to say Vader kneel or do this. I mean, like not at that level of leadership. It's only Snoke that will do that, and Snoke isn't showing himself because probably my own theory is that he is Plagueis. It just took him a while to gain himself back because of how much damage, whatever this person had caused him. So he was on the outer planets, and he was trying to heal, and now he has come back. And he was able to find a Padawan with Kylo Ren, a.k.a. the son of Han Solo and Leia.
So you're going with that's their son?
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, they have to. If you're going, I guess I don't know how this is going to be with canon. If it's canon, then they're 3 kids. They have 3 kids, right?
Well,
one dies when they get kidnapped, and then you have no spoilers or whatever. So
yeah, but what you're saying is all legacy, so it's not canon.
Yeah. It's
okay.
legacy.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess it's legacy. So yeah, so I guess I can say it then. So and then you have the other 2. I forgot what his name is, what their names were, but. That's who becomes the dark and the light side of the Force. So we'll see.
They had twins, which was a boy and a girl, I believe.
Yeah.
And then they had another son, which I think they named him Anakin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The last kid was Anakin. Yeah.
They had Jaden and I don't remember.
Jaden Smith?
No, Jaden Solo and something else were the twins. And then Anakin was the other one, and Luke had what, 1 or 2 kids?
Luke didn't have any kids.
Luke didn't have any kids, I think.
Luke had a kid with Mara Jade.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Then maybe they go with Luke's kids then. Oh.
I hope not. That would just be heartbreaking.
Yeah, that would be. Maybe that's why Luke is slightly mental, because they said Luke is, according to what I've heard from the movie, Luke is in a state of flux, as in that's why he's away, he's secluded himself, because he's now a Jedi, some Jedi, you call him Jedi Grandmaster, or he's now a Force Grandmaster. He can use both light and dark. So
well, in the legacy, he channeled the dark side for a little while, to master it.
Yeah, so exactly. So he feels that he does not to hurt anyone. He's just going to seclude himself.
Yeah, but in the legacy, why he excluded himself was because basically he tried to rebuild the school, right? And he failed at that. It was because of him. Man, if I remember this right, it's been so long. It was because of him that his nephew basically became a Sith, right? Or he trained his nephew, and his nephew
something of that nature. Either turned evil or got killed.
Yeah.
One of the two, yeah.
But, I mean, if anybody should be called the Supreme Leader, it should be Luke.
Supreme Leader Skywalker.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it turns out.
So you think they released an image of? I didn't see that.
No, they released an image. It was not like an official image. It was from a Latino magazine. It was sketches, not even like official images. And the guys at Collider Video contacted all their sources, guys at Disney, and they said, yeah, he will look like that. So they were like, so they now said, okay, well, if he looks like this looks like Plagueis from what we've known in lore, so...
It's definitely somebody from Plagueis' world.
At the very least, it's someone from his own race.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why everyone believes it is most likely him, and not because some people are like, oh, maybe it's Emperor Palpatine come back because he just tossed him down.
Yeah, but in Legacy, Emperor Palpatine was cloned. He had many clones.
Oh, he did? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he
and they were Force users?
And he learned to channel his energy into each clone.
Oh,
but
wow.
each clone body didn't last long because of something.
Oh, okay.
Something would go wrong, so I don't know.
Man, this Legacy stuff for Star Wars is massive, man.
Yeah, but the Legacy stuff with Star Wars killed Chewbacca, killed Han Solo. Had them die relatively not too far after the events of Return of the Jedi.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah, you want to have that in the movies.
But at least Chewie got a medal, too. Chewie got his medal at the end of A New Hope.
Yeah,
they may not show it, but he had it in his damn comic book. And that comic book was god-awful.
Oh,
all right, we should definitely round up. Yeah, so I mean, we're all excited to definitely see the movie. We're seeing it on Thursday. Sam and I are seeing it on Thursday, and
in 2 more days.
It's Friday. So Thursday night, I will drop the spoiler-free review, and then Friday at 7 p.m. join us here. We will go to town on spoiling this movie. I mean, like,
you don't want to watch it on Friday night.
Yeah, to watch it at least. If you haven't watched it, watch it on Sunday, because if you don't watch it this weekend, something's wrong with you.
Oh God. Go ahead.
I'm so tempted to try to go Thursday night, break my rule of going to the movies at night, because I really want to go see this damn thing.
Remember when episode 1 came out and they had the marathon of the first 3? Yes, I stayed in a movie theater for over 3 hours watching the originals and then watching the last one.
Dude, if you did that, you were literally in the movies for almost 7 hours just to watch.
No. I watched. I shouldn't say I watched all of them at the movies. I think I watched either the last 2 and then the first one at the movies. But close. I was there for quite a while. That's like 5 hours.
That's
6 hours. 6 hours.
6 hours and a half.
Remember, man, we went to school together. Remember on the movie theater?
Yeah, that old movie theater too, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was. Look, see,
it wasn't the new one they built after.
No, it wasn't. It was an old movie theater, one of those old school ones where it kind of slides down a little bit, but like
$1
yeah,
movie ticket.
Yeah. If someone stood up in front of you, wrecked your whole viewing, that kind of thing.
Oh, damn. That's the cheap theater.
Yeah, I went, because it was a college town. Like, it was, we went to UMass in Massachusetts. What I remember from that time watching Star Wars, I was so hyped to see that movie. I went to go see it at 2 a.m. in the morning. Just like Sam said, I was like, this is the fucking best movie ever. I just said it. Then this is what really ate me was I went to go see The Matrix. And then my brain went, wait, what did I watch? So because my friends were like, we had to go see Star Wars again. I watched Star Wars a second time, and I realized that I wanted to go see Matrix again. So I watched The Matrix 9 times to kind of purge Star Wars away.
You watched The Matrix how many times?
Dude, that's one of my best movies of all time.
Wow. Nah, it's like Gladiator, go home.
No,
I never liked The Matrix.
Come to the left. Come to the right. I'm like, yes.
No, for me, Matrix was my movie because literally it was the first time Western movie gave me a glimpse of all the anime, the Japanese movies I watched, the kung fu movies in one Western movie. That was the first movie to do that ever. And I was like, and plus the storyline and the idea that, is this world real or not? I was like, this is like my head. Like somebody went into my head and took all my weird dreams and made it into movies. So I was like,
no, Matrix was a good movie. Don't get me wrong, it was a good movie. Yeah.
No, for me, it was just that. Yeah. And then Leroy's like, nah.
Yeah, but going back to Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was when it came out. That's the truth of the matter is there is so much love by people who are into the whole sci-fi genre. For me, Star Wars didn't start meaning anything until I started, getting to my teenagers and understanding how sci-fi works. The whole idea of who has to be, the three main characters you have to have. You have to have the healer, you have to have the rogue, you have to have the tank. So you're like, okay, who's playing this part or who's playing that part? And you start seeing the intricacies when you start talking about like, world play and all the other stuff. It's like, wow, it was a very well put together, universe. And this thing was done in the 70s, man. It's like, wow, they were thinking about this in this way. It was basically, to me, it was like Lord of the Rings meets, Space Odyssey.
Oh, that's such a great movie. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, the extended version.
He's like, extended version. Give it to me.
That's the only way to watch that movie.
Really? Huh?
Oh, the extended version's on point, though.
The extended version, dude. I guarantee you will waste. It'll take 16 hours of your life away, but
it's on point. I did that. No, the best way to do it. Oh, they don't do it anymore because I've gone to watch Station or somebody. HBO had a time. The only time I watched it because HBO did like a weekend Lord of the Rings extended version. So basically, around the house, I just put the TV on and I watch, and I'm like, this is what this should have been. I mean, like as good as that movie was, it's it's like saying there's certain books that that look, this movie needs to be. It's like Watchmen. There's a extended cut of Watchmen that is like 4 hours long.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and that is on point, but you can't have that in theaters. This is not the days of the original 10 Commandments and Ben-Hur where you take intermissions and So yeah.
I was actually looking for a 70mm showing of Hateful Eight, but we'll get into that some other time.
Oh, is there one around New York?
There was supposed to be one in New York, but I can't find it.
Of what, the Hateful Eight?
Yeah, Hateful Eight, 70mm.
If you're gonna have it in New York, you'd have to look for your most popular theater in New York that'll probably show it.
No, I think the most popular ones don't. Like basically, that's the thing with the 70mm. It's reviving like rinky-dink theaters because the big ones don't do 70mm anymore. They've all moved on.
Yeah.
Maybe their website might have a place where they have the showings.
Yeah, that's true. It's good. All right, let's definitely wrap up before we start going to like other discussions. Well, yeah, guys, stay tuned. Like I said, Thursday night after watching, I'll come back and give you my review, spoiler free. And then Friday, we'll be back here at 7 p.m. for our spoiler-filled.
Ought to be fun.
I mean, just full digest of, yeah, you saw that, or it could be, oh God, not again. No,
I'm not expecting that.
You sold me hope.
False hope.
False hope, yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel, and always enjoy your entertainment.